Burrows. I'm the co-director of the University of Missouri St. Louis International Business Institute. Companies today, whether they do business in one city physically or have offices around the world, are involved in international business, and they need capable, qualified students who can fulfill the recruitment needs that they have.
As we become more global, it's equally important that we become more appealing to people who have studied international and indeed who have participated in international travel, and particularly students that have studied outside of the U.S.
So the University of Missouri St. Louis offers an amazing international business program. Not only do they allow you to study at universities that they are partnered with, but also if you choose to go to another university, they are more than welcome to make accommodations for you. They offer scholarships for you if you cannot afford to go, and they're really accommodating. So when you go, they prep you beforehand so you know what to expect. You are allowed to talk with people that have been before, kind of get a handle of things, and when you're there, they have people waiting for you.
I think what stuck out most about the trip was just how thorough they were and how well taken care of I felt in a foreign country. We didn't want for nothing. I think if you had dropped me off in the middle of China, I wouldn't have known where to eat, where to go, what would be fun to do. And not only did they have us planned as far as tour guides and food and hotels and great accommodations, but we were with some locals, some natives who would take us out at night, and we had a really good time. And felt like really a part of the community when we were in Beijing and Nanjing and some of the really large, scary places that you can find in China.
At the International Business Conference here today at UMSL, there are a ton, over 30 executives here, and they are hiring. They're hiring every day because we are spreading globally. They are looking for positions in people in logistics, in finance, in marketing, in all areas of business.
UMSL has a heavily involved representative that helps and assist students in finding internships that are with companies that interact on a global scale. And I took advantage of several or a few of those internships, to include an internship with Department of Commerce, as well as an internship with Unigroup, which is a freight forwarder that interacts on a global scale as well.
I think that Tom Wilson said it best. He's our keynote speaker today, and he said, international business to me isn't just international business, it's business. I think that really hit home with me, and I hope that hits home with the students, that today's market is becoming global. These opportunities aren't just opportunities, but they are obligations, they are a must. And I hope that the students take with them that these opportunities need to go with them in their career, and I hope that we provided that with them with our education here today.
First thing I tell every single group I come to work with is if you and I thought exactly alike, the company wouldn't need one of us. And I think that's really important to understand as you get into the workplace. One of the most valuable assets you can bring to a company is original thought. It's the thing I look for, it's the thing I grill for, it's what I try to find in any interview I conduct. I want to find folks who have the capacity for original thought. You don't need to align with the norms. The best decisions get made when new ideas are brought to the conversation. Number two, I ask everyone that I work with to always ask themselves and be able to answer the question, what are we solving for? If you take the Henry Ford example, Henry Ford didn't invent the assembly line because he was solving a manufacturing problem. He was solving a marketing problem. He had looked at the market and discovered that an $825 car would be wildly accepted. It was a good sale price. He needed to invent the assembly line to produce a car profitably that he could sell for $825. The problem he was solving for was to sell an $825 car. So I think it's important that anytime you're in conversations, you're asking yourself that question and you're asking your organization, what are we solving for? My personal experience in this area was back in 2004. Who's familiar with the Atkins diet? It's pretty good. The Atkins diet took off like crazy in 2004. And in Anheuser-Busch, we had a competitor who had a latent benefit. Miller Lite had a latent benefit of being low carb already. They didn't need to do anything else. They were already there. We were getting our lunch handed to us. We were losing share. We were taking price down, protecting our share, and we continued to lose share. We were not having a very good year. So you fast forward. What did we do about it? We came out with a story, and the story went something like this. Minimum age drinkers were becoming able to drink legally. And as they migrated there, they were taking the sweet drinking profile of their youth into their adult life. And they weren't drinking beer. They were drinking mixed drinks, they're drinking wine. Okay? What we labeled this was beer's losing relevance with minimum age drinkers. We came out with a campaign much like Got Milk. It was Here's to Beer. And we talked to the industry and we told the industry beer's losing relevance. We took that message to a industry event in New York City. We're speaking to about 250 investors. August the 4th is delivering the presentation to these investors, and he delivers for the first time publicly our speech on Here's to Beer, beer's losing relevance. The next presenter was a guy named Norm Adami, who was the CEO of Miller, and he came out of South African breweries, and he didn't play by our rules. He was good. He played really hard. And before he went into his prepared remarks, he said this. He said, "I find it hard to believe that a product that's been around for 3,000 years lost relevance sometime in the second quarter of 2005. You're right. I was in the back of the room and my head dropped. We lost our story. We didn't solve the problem. So that's my personal lesson. As you build your stories, as you build activities, you always have to ask yourself, what are you solving? Because if you're not solving the problem, you're not going to improve anything.